Yes, people, what's going on? It's Kojo Raps on TV. I'm joined with the man, Mr. John Harden Jr. How you doing, sir?
What's good? I'm in the building. What's good, man?
I'm
Blessing,
good. I'm
man.
good. How you keeping, man? We know that you're down over in Portugal, but how is it
Yeah.
over there? How you keeping at the moment with this situation?
Blessed. Obviously, optimistic about when's the boxing gonna be on? You know what I mean? Because you don't since my actual fight last time, I haven't really been at the gym.
Mm,
So as a fighter, you gotta kind of train smart, not over peak
mm.
as well. That could be a lot of downfall. There are a lot of fighters. They're in the gym too much, not training smart, and they could be so sharp in the gym that when it comes to fight night they look a bit jagged and they'll be confused because sometimes you can peak a bit too early. So quite wary of that as well at the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah. I mean, I guess for you, obviously being out in Portugal, I guess it's different, right? It's the first time. Is it the first time you've done a camp overseas for this
Yeah,
length of
yeah,
time? Yeah.
yeah.
So how are you adjusting to like just the local people? Obviously, it's a lockdown, so there's not lots of people around. But like trying to get your shopping. Is it a full lockdown over in Portugal? Travel, commuting.
It is a lockdown. You know what I mean? Like there's no one about, if you know what I mean. But everyone respects the law over here. The shopping places. It's not packed out. There's no how can I say, there's no panic buying. You know what I mean? You go in the shopping places like a Lidl or a Aldi, I probably see lucky to see three people in there.
Wow.
So but shops are all shut. Majority, like that's the only other little shops and stores. They're all shut down.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that's about it, man.
Yeah. So are you taking it as? Are you preparing for yourself, like you were saying earlier? Are you starting to slow down with the sort of exercising and training techniques that you're working on now, or is it still sort of like 100%?
Well, I've been advised to, you know what I mean? Like they've been telling me off about, slow down a bit. You know what I mean? There's no fight dates for now. Hearing that word "no fight dates" a bit crushing. You know what I mean? So I was trying to get back out again in this month, or would have had at least another one by now. I was looking to really have an active year, but yeah. So all it is right now is just trying to train smart, and that's what us as fighters really need to do. Everyone is watches in social media. Everyone's training. It's all about training smart, man. The one that trains the smartest is gonna be the one at the top.
Yeah, exactly. Train smart, fight hard, as they say.
Hmm.
Obviously, we've seen that we've been getting a bit more like limelight since this lockdown's gone on. We had seen the article with the Sun. Are you adjusting to, I'll say, your popularity? And then just talk to us about how you got involved with that article.
Yeah, man. It is a bit. How can I say? Me. I'm just used to being me, down to earth,
Yeah,
normal person. You know what I mean? To be obviously, everyone knows I'm a close associate with Dylan, even that he's my manager also.
yeah,
And they were just, just optimistic how it was out here, and and to hear that, what you've been sparring with him, what I mean, just kind of sent a shock to them. But I've done it nearly in every camp. I've been used in a tactical way, which is beneficial for him also, and me also, man. So yeah, man, it's just even for me here, learning a lot, watching how he puts the work in, watching his IQ, of his boxing IQ, which he has a brilliant one. It's all beneficial for me, man.
yeah. And obviously, you mentioned that you've been sparring with him. I mean, you've been in camp with Dylan for a while now. Has he seen the improvements in yourself, and do you recognize them your own improvements?
Yeah. It's sometimes it's tough when you're in there, and then afterwards when someone lets you know that because we also got Zab from Needston as a coach up here as well, man. He's helping. Yeah, he's helping a lot, man. And they're always like, damn, shit, they seen what I could do. Like, damn, no middleweight's gonna be able to knock you out. Never, you know what I mean? No way. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can't just wait to just bring what I've been doing in sparring. Or I gave a touch of it in a March fight. You know what I mean? Before, prior to that, I was still tackling the nerves and some of the experience as well.
Yeah.
and I think I've reached that level where a few more, still more to go, but I've reached that level where I can devastate any middle, or if I decide to go back to 154, it all depends.
Middleweight, yeah. I mean, you mentioned that fight in March. I was there over in Dunstable, High Rise Promotions. I think one of the things I said I was really impressed with was your ability to adjust. I think it was a great adjustment you made from the first into the second round, and obviously to kind of demolish your opponent. Looking back now, how do you look back on that fight, and do you have any additional thoughts on your performance?
For me and the team behind me, they just say that it was a normal day in the office because you know what I mean. They know what I do in the gym. If you got people that see you every day in the gym and then you don't pull it out of the park when you actually fight, they know what I can do. So to us, really, it was just like he does this in the gym all the time. You know what I mean? Anyone that spars, we know that I give hell in that ring.
Mm.
So it was just, I'll give a big shout out to Mark Tiggs because now I've learned to listen to my corner. He just gave me the strategy of like in the second round what to do, which was the adjustment. You know what I mean? What he saw, what the opponent was doing, and what I can do a touch more. I just adjusted it, which was just take a step forward after each attack, and yeah, you're just able to just demolish, and that's what I was doing.
No, for sure. And then you definitely got that job done. So in terms of, you mentioned fight dates, and you're saying that you wanted to stay active this year. How many times would you have liked to have fought? Obviously, injuries prevailing. But then also, do you have a target list, whether it be in the middleweight or the junior middleweight division?
How much? Okay, for your first question, how many times I wanted to fight? I wanted to be at every minimum of 2 months, monthly to 2 months, whether little or big, and that was my request for this year. I mean, targets. Obviously, you got belts. Definitely a rematch with Cullen along the line, 100%. And also maybe. I think probably down the line, me and Linus will meet up probably.
Okay, nice.
You know what I mean? It's weird because he was a good friend of mine as well, but I try not to keep as much for him. But I just think that me and him will make a beautiful dance partner.
No, that definitely. Sorry, carry on, bro.
I think we'll give the fans exactly something beautiful. I would love it if it was like a British title. We have had times where we've been matched up, but on their side of things, they haven't accepted, which is understandable. You know what I mean? But definitely down the line, if you're British, you know what I mean, even better if it was a world title. Do you get what I'm saying? Always believing and speaking existence. But I just think we'll just make a beautiful dance partner for each other, man.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That would be, no matter whatever level, that would be a great domestic dust up, especially for the guys that know boxing. What kind of strengths do you see in Linus, and obviously potentially weaknesses that you may be able to exploit?
Strengths, I like his. I like his movement. You know what I mean? He's got. And combinations, nice movement and combinations. I just think I've brushed up an issue that I used to have with my right hand, which I was able to use it in that fight, and I just feel if I land cleanly with that right hand, he'll go.
Yeah.
And that's the strength I see. That yeah.
Respectfully, that's your opinion. You're right to say that. So it would be a great clash, and I think the good thing is, like you said there, there's respect. So it wouldn't necessarily be a hostile fight, although once you get
never. Listen, we got each other's number, man. I could video time him now and say, yo, what's up? But it's just like business is business, and I would love a British title clash.
Yeah.
Or something. If even the higher the better, but I'll say minimum British title clash. That would be beautiful.
Yeah, and like you said, it's business. I mean, obviously you're in the business working with Dillian Whyte. In terms of sort of like next steps for him? When you said to him you wanted to be quite active, or you said to the management you want to be quite active, how did they take that? Was that something they
They're like,
encouraged?
yeah, man. They're like, yeah, man. Time keeps going in it. We can't get can't get time back. So they were happy that I said that as well. And I didn't want to just wait around for just big shows.
Mm,
Always waiting on big shows are getting packed out at times. Everyone's fighting for slots. I just said, listen, just be active, whether it's little or whether it's small or big. You know what I mean? Any opportunity, even if I say 100, and I don't know, I've been trying to work to just be a solid middleweight,
yeah.
if you know what I mean, 160. But if opportunity comes, I could drop in at 154.
Yeah, no, that's. I definitely believe that with your work ethic. So in terms of the guys, though, you got Xavier over there. I'm sure Michael's over there as well.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a lot of banter going on.
always.
Who's holding down all the FIFA games and the boxing games? Who's holding number one spot?
Oh man, hey, there's no FIFA at boxing. Let me be real. Dill's got it. If you get what I'm saying, we'll have there's an odd day. Yeah, where I've just battered him, and Mike was battered him. Then we come back a couple days later, and Dill just goes on some, I don't know, some super sane run where we can't touch him. We're like, for fuck's sake, and he just starts teasing and pissing man off, and I think, fuck,
You want to get him, yeah. I mean, whose console is it? You never know. He might have. If it's his console, he might have twigged the system, right?
I know. I thank you for saying that. That's what we've been saying, man. Definitely, probably been saying that, man. That's what I'm thinking, man.
Yeah, no, but it's good to see you guys out there. Obviously, I saw you guys in Saudi, so obviously IQ was out. He had his fighters out on the Dunstable night, so it's good to see you guys in terms of how you all move and support each other. And obviously, being out in Portugal, such a tough time, everybody needs that strong support system. So it's really good for me to see. One of the things I was going to talk on is boxing, but slightly away into the music scene. We've seen two of some rappers, actually, I think it's 4, have agreed to fight. White Collar Clash. What do you make of that situation? I think it's Jay Spades, Vico, and C-Biz.
That situation, man, that situation is beautiful. That it's making everyone get into sport. It was so beautiful. I was even saying, listen, let me get in there, man. So listen, I was doing music before boxing, you know what I mean? Get me in there, but
who's gonna fight you, bro? Really, let's be real.
I you know what I mean? I don't know, man. I'll probably have to come in and change my whole identity, man. Dye my hair or something.
Get some plastic surgery done. Yeah. Grow one of these beards, bro.
Vic's a very good friend of mine. We done a lot of time together. We became close. Okay. You know what I mean? I think done about 2 years with him, I think, you know what I mean, of my sentence. Yeah. So we was close in Belmarsh and in Brixton, very, very close. So as soon as I heard about it, I was make sure I was in contact with him. You know what I mean? We was talking about training and everything, but I'm out here, he's over there. Yeah. I don't know. I think the situation was the fight's not happening. I don't know. It's a bit different because with fighters, it's like, like, let's get it. Or if it's sparring, we just, we meet up, we have some Sunday smoke. Because that's how Sunday smoke was born. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We had a little distribute, me and a cruiserweight fighter at the time. We just said, behind camera, we just done 10 rounds. Yeah. You know what I mean? Straight. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. These guys, it's more for the public. So hopefully, they get it on. It will be beautiful, man. I think it helps the boxing scene itself, and it helps people want to get into a healthy lifestyle. I've had so much people contact me like, damn, I want to come training with you now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So if it's having that impact, it's all good.
Sure, yeah. And as I asked the same question, I spoke to Chris Congo about this, mm-hmm. and if it's bringing positivity, no kind of violence on the streets, then it's definitely something that we all support. One further question I asked him, though. I asked him which 2 rappers would he like to see in the ring. So I'm going to ask you the same question. He went, his lead answer was probably Lethal being Skepta. So yeah, who would you like to see if you had the opportunity?
Spot like that. All right, because of what I would only say because of the back and forth they had, will have to be Wiley and Stormzy.
Damn.
Just because of that clash, it would just make it, as you know what I mean. I wouldn't be shocked if Eddie had just scooped them up and just said, but because of that clash they had, mm-hmm. that would have just had to been so watchable right there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
The OG Wiley against the young blood Stormzy,
yeah.
and I think that would have been definitely.
Definitely. I mean, it will be interesting with a weight class. Who knows? Maybe Wiley can match up with that weight class. But yeah, we'll have to see. But what about yourself? Obviously, we know that you're involved with the music scene as well. Any projects been released lately that you want to tell us about?
Projects. Okay. What I did release, I released RMG 2. That's RMG was Respect My Gangster.
Mm-hmm.
2. That's on all digital downloads to download. I released a video on Link Up TV,
Mm-hmm.
and it was called Conscious, and it was just about it was just about a kind of relationship and a guy and a girl, and she, on her conscience was just the bad things he done, even that they've moved forward. So it was we kind of put a nice acting role into it. And before that, I had one which the Sun newspaper written about, was called "I'm a Fighter,"
Yeah.
and a brief breakdown, a bit of what the trials and tribulations, what as a fighter coming from an estate, and you got friends that you might have grown with, and he's it's like me. I grew up smoking, so I had a friend that smoked. You know what I mean? And they don't see what's in boxing. You know what I mean? So it was just like having that thing where you're gonna hit a crossroad where you have to cut away to achieve your goals. So it was just a brief. It was just a brief mini film of that, which is on YouTube. If you type in Pester, I'm a Fighter, you can watch that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely after that, just text me the links, bro, and then I'll make sure I add it to this video as well once it goes.
Yeah,
online.
definitely.
100% happy to share that. And I was going to say, for the viewers, a lot of people at home, we know, scared to go out, they can't go out. Any tips on any exercise routines that they could do whilst they're in the house?
Whoa, while they're in the house, they could do burpees. Yeah, that exercise is the killer, bro.
The killer one straight, burpees.
Burpees, you know what I mean? Or run up and down the stairs. It's gonna be hard because it's like, food is just there, innit? Food's in your face. You know what I mean? You can't really get out. So all it is, I think, for people to practice discipline, very hard. Discipline is one of the hardest things for a human being to do.
Yeah.
Discipline, practice diet. Because it's not about always exercise, what goes in your mouth. You know what I mean? So practice having a diet. And yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing because it's just like everyone is starting to exercise and get into, even when they were working, people couldn't exercise, and now they are. So I would say, do your little circuits, whether it's push-ups, sit-ups, burpees, go for your little daily run, you know what I mean? And just eat right.
Yeah, no, definitely. Really appreciate that. And one last thing I wanted to ask you, in the Sun article, you mentioned Dillian Whyte's dogs, and that you were happy you didn't have to be in the car with them. But are you guys all in the same house? Where are these dogs right now?
No, they're with him, man. They're with him, man. I might go see them on the odd weekend, man. We're not far from each other anyway. But, yeah, we're just here.
Yeah.
And he got easy access to a gym, so we're all right here.
Yeah. No respect for that. So listen, John, really appreciate your time today. I'm going to let you go rest. I know you had a hard training session, but like I said, stay safe, keep it easy, and speak to you soon once you guys are back.
Yes, my brother. Bless up, man. Take care, man.
Take care, man. Take care. Thank you once again.